overall for the last 20 moves, we kind of saw the writing on that wall.
Hikaru's got white here. Going with
He's
that
on to
B3.
B3. Time for his bullet repertoire to slowly be brought out as he prepares for the fastest portion. Hikaru Nakamura, well known for this system in his blitz and bullet games here on chess.com. But Magnus is not going to be overwhelmed by any kind of non-offbeat stuff. I think you and I both agree that Hikaru's best chance is in the main lines. And I'll say one thing I'm surprised about is, even though he blew that game, Eric, why has he not gone back to the Scotch? That was his best game from start to finish. Okay, forget the fact that he blundered and lost, but why aren't we seeing Hikaru go back to openings where he did well?
Has beaten me exactly like this. If Queen C5, there's Bishop A3. I had this game like 20 times, and I keep falling for this. I've fallen for it so many times. It's the Queen, but well, I'm not sure he's processed everything. He hasn't tried B3. I think it's more maybe if B3 goes back, he will go back to E4. But he's just doing a variety right now.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, the Scotch.
I mean, obviously, it's easy to criticize and harder to be in Hikaru's shoes. But from the perspective of, don't change something that might actually be working. At some point, I would expect Hikaru needs to go back to openings where he's gotten an advantage.
Well, he's up a pawn here. I think it's a full pawn. What more can you ask for? He's up on time. He's going to play Bishop E2. He's going to castle.
Yep.
He's up a pawn, no risk. I mean, let's see how he works his position. But
for those who are wondering who the lurker was there behind Hikaru Nakamura, we've been notified that Hikaru's laptop is running out of battery, and he left his charger at the hotel. So they are rushing to get Hikaru's charger for the laptop for the battery. So fun little drama to add, with that guy sort of creeping over Hikaru's shoulder.
Bishop A4. Trying to stop that maybe majority from moving much. You can slow play this as white. You're just so solid, so compact.
A nice edge.
He's going to play knight c3. No, but this is like really bad for Magnus.
So back to this opening though, because you have experience against these guys. I'm showing the fans on the analysis board. Is this just a instinctive move where strong players play c5 thinking this is a normal idea, and so Magnus just blundered in the same way you have, you're saying?
It's right. And it also means Magnus never watches my games against Hikaru. So
you and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
could have learned from all my losses.
So this is a game that Hikaru has to convert then. If he's getting a blunder out of the opening, you got to get this thing back within a couple games if you are in Nakamura's shoes.
He needs to leverage this extra pawn and get something moving. Get a pass pawn, initiate some exchanges.
Okay, so he's got the
kick this knight away from e5. Maybe h3 and f4. Or not rook d1. Rook d1 blunders because of bishop a4 again. That's one thing. Magnus has been setting up these little tactics around that are easy to forget about. Yeah, okay, he's gone for f4.
Yeah.
I thought he might prepare that with, preface it with h3, but f4 right away. Bishop takes.
I guess now he has h3, and if knight h6, he even has e4. Just go.
Great. No, that's good. That's good. Knight h6, e4, that's great.
Yep. Knight h6,
he can then swing his queen over.
f5 in some positions.
Yep. There we go. Okay, a positional. Okay, not going for the throat there. This is one reason I like d4. Maybe both of us. The queen can swing over.
Yeah.
All right, here knight's going to c6.
Puts the clamp on the bishop and opens the c6 square. That is a very strong move there.
The reason he's done it now is because the knight's on h6. Because the knight would be on d7. Like other positions, it could maybe go to c5 and take advantage of that square. But here, Magnus's pieces are little.
I mean, knight c6 is just delicioso, Dora. Let's do it.
Knight c6, rook takes c6. Right. I think you want to keep that on the board. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. Knight c6, rook takes c6, and you have to take on f6, right?
Yeah, because the b2 bishop is hanging. Okay, so I think it still worked, but okay, Hikaru going for.
Well, now he's saying that, oh, I'm up a pawn, and your bishop on a4 is going to be out of the game for a while. Maybe I can play king g2, rook h1, and just checkmate.
Sack mate, as Fisher would say on the H file.
Things are going to get sharp. Magnus has to counterattack right now, and he's done it. And let's see, bishop can now go to d5, though. That's one of the problems. Bishop can go to d5. White's position is a little bit loose, but it's hard to take advantage for it when you're in black's position because you're literally playing down a bishop. in some of
And
these
watch
lines.
out for that
bishop on
f7
A4.
pawn to be a problem if that bishop
Bishop
lands on
d5, queen takes g6. Bishop d5, queen takes g6 is going to be
Oh yeah, no, I love that.
on the
Bishop
horizon.
d5, the f pawn is pinned, everybody.
But hey, if queen f6 here, bishop d5, maybe there's bishop takes b5. What do you think of that?
Ooh.
But then in g5, things start to heat up. Queen g7, not sure.
Bishop
So
takes
here attacking
b5, g5, queen g7.
All right, he's done this, which makes more sense playing against that idea.
Okay, but he's inviting the exchange sack, right? I mean, rook takes c6
He
is
is.
possible.
He's
and that
inviting
bishop
it, and
gets out of the
Magnus
cage.
is for sure eyeballing that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
a very
this
good
is-
exchange sacrifice. Magnus, resistance, resistance, resistance.
Yep, viva la resistance. It's first South Park reference of any SCC show. Hashtag you're welcome.
So maybe now queen d2, rook e3, trade that rook off. Need to trade some pieces off because I'm anticipating that exchange sacrifice.
Yeah, no.
And if that happens, I want pieces off the board.
And this is super dangerous, everybody, because if suddenly this bishop gets out, it's not just that the bishop isn't trapped; it's that White's king may come under fire on those light squares. So Hikaru is taking time for a reason, and I'm starting to get one of those ominous feelings that another big advantage might be slipping away from the Americans' grasp. This is scary, Eric. Here comes rook takes c6. I think.
Rook takes c6, take rook e3.
Right. Okay. So Hikaru.
Then there's
wants to
queen
simplify.
h4. Then there's queen h4 and queen g3. Oh, it's still very dangerous. Rook e3. There's queen h4. Big problem there.
I feel instinctively that this Magnus is calculating everything about rook takes c6 right now.
Well, he's not always going to be given the opportunity. Like maybe why is White not playing bishop d5? And okay, bishop d5. There's bishop takes b5.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's preparing to not allow that opportunity, to disallow it. So queen d2, rook e3. But yeah, rook takes c6 here is what Magnus is calculating, and we both like it.
Ooh, rook e2, a deflection.
He's just saying the
give you
position
mine, you
is
give me
so
yours.
loose. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, that sounds like something.
It's still
Is that from a movie? I'll give you mine.
show
You
me
give
mine,
me
I'll show
yours?
you yours. That's just from a game of Truth or Dare. But
Okay,
thanks
okay.
for giving me pop culture credit. Okay, rook f3 I think makes sense, or king g2 and try to get to the h file.
Rook f3, bring the king to h2 or somewhere. Well, at least they trade off some pieces. All right, now.
Well, if the queens come off, rook takes c6 is out of the question. But the bishop is also not trapped anymore. If the queens come off, he can get out finally to a square like c2. If king g2, I think we just see rook takes c6, right? And black is in business.
Yeah. No, king h2 is what I'm calculating. I'm looking
Okay.
at rook takes c6 and some queen h8 check in some lines that you could fall for, but it depends.
And why is bishop d1 not on my agenda now? I love it.
Bishop d1.
Bishop d1, queen e3 is kind of forced.
Queen d3. There's queen b2 check.
And then rook f2?
No, are you saying queen? Oh, queen e3. Queen
Yeah,
e3. Yeah, that's
queen
correct.
E3.
No, that's correct. No, this is
Okay, Magnus is going for that. I mean, it's still, no matter what, again, it's one of those positions where you see Carlsen persevere and
Okay, so how about queen h8 check? Rook h3.
queen h8
queen
check,
b2
rook
check.
h3, queen b2
Queen
check.
b2 check, and then
Ooh,
bishop
but
takes
Magnus
g4.
is just going for the pawn.
Yes. Well,
Again.
it could backfire. The good thing for this bishop on c6 is it's blocking Black's rook from getting into
Yeah,
the game
it's
right
not
now.
just the c file, but also
Otherwise,
guarding
it'd be
a8
mate.
and e8. That's a good point.
Well, that didn't last very long because now rook h8 check is happening.
Yeah.
And if queen c3 check, you trade everything and you can pick up the pawn on g4.
Okay, now all of a
Hikaru's
sudden,
calculating f5 as well. They're both under 30 seconds now, but Hikaru's getting flipped, which is sort of the theme of the day. If rook h8, f5, maybe queen c5 is going to come at some point to correct.
you almost want to
Black's
play
structure.
for an equal ending. If rook h8, can I play g5, put my pawns on dark squares, and then just try to trade queens? And
Well,
play
if
the endgame?
g5, I'm worried about rook h4.
Okay, he goes for it, but
Rook h4?
I think he's just going to trade queens and try to draw. Yeah, I mean, you could smell I'm worried about losing this position under time pressure, and that's what Hikaru has gone for.
Well, he's going to lose bishop a4 here. He's going to lose g5. This is bad. No.
Is he going to lose the endgame?
Well, he's now connected pass pawns. I think absolutely he's going to lose.
Yeah. And
He's lost every endgame so far.
He's shaking his head and...
Oh, he's lost every endgame so far. This isn't like I don't know the immediate evaluation of this, but it's not good.
I mean, black is the only one who can win with two pawns, right?
Yeah. No,
Sometimes you get those
feels,
positions where the A pawn ends up being so much faster that there's tricks and you can win, but it should be one that black is pushing for two results.
No, he's lost every endgame. Bring the king, centralize the king, king f6.
We might
It's
have
gonna
a
take king f4. No, you're not in time as white. You're not in
yep,
time
not
as
in
white, I
time. And
think.
I was going to say, if the
Check.
king is forced to g1,
King
we might
g1.
have a fatal ending on the g spot here. This is going to get really rough.
Bishop c4. Oh.
Yeah, but this is white is completely frustrated here because after bishop c4 check,
It's not
why
even
can't I
close.
just sit on the a pawn from moving and just march my own g pawn?
Oh, you can. White's not threatening anything.
Yeah.
Like this is hopeless for sure.
Bishop. Oh, he takes it. He's transitioning with the threat of g2.
Because if bishop takes a6, g2, rook g6, you have rook takes a6, and if rook takes
Oh, and there's
g2,
a
rook a2
backdoor
check.
skewer at the end.
There's a backdoor skewer. Very nice. Very nice,
Amazing. Phenomenal. Look at this, everybody.